Hello everyone, my name is Diane Larsen-Freeman. I'm the author of Techniques and Principles in Language Teaching, published by Oxford University Press. Thank you for your interest in this book. It's given me an opportunity to create a third edition. In fact, I should have said I'm a co-author, because for this edition I invited Dr. Marty Anderson to join me. Dr. Anderson and I have been long-term colleagues, teaching at the School for International Training in Brattleboro, Vermont. There we co-taught a course in language teaching methods because we believed that language teaching methods was an essential part of language teacher education. After all, studying language teaching methods can help us clarify our own beliefs about language learning, language teaching, and language. They can also give us a wide repertoire of new activities with which to experiment, and they can challenge our existing thinking. There are many more reasons for studying language teaching methods. You can read about those in the chapter we've posted on this website. But for now, let me explore that third one, challenging us to think in new ways. Last November, I was preparing to teach and to speak in Mexico at the Mex-TESOL convention. As I was thinking about what I was going to say, I came to a new awareness about language teaching methods, that they help us to understand language learners as whole people, and that this has come about through an evolution of language teaching methods. After all, in the past century, the middle of the past century, the audiolingual method was dominant. According to that method, it was the learner's role to passively respond to the teacher by imitating the teacher and responding to his or her drills. It wasn't long after that the cognitive revolution took place, and with it, a new interpretation of the learner's role. The learner wasn't just repeating, the learner was, in fact, hypothesizing about the language and testing the hypotheses out as he or she produced the language. The learner was a cognitive being. The silent way is a good example of giving that role importance. Later, still, affect or feelings were considered important. Desuggestopedia, community language learning, total physical response are all methods that suggest we have to deal with the affect of the learners in order to take them away from the defensive posture that impedes their learning. Following that, the field took what's called a social turn. The communicative approach came along, and with it the understanding that we learn a lot of language as we use it. We learn to communicate by communicating. Indeed, we are social beings as well. Of course, the work of Paulo Freire in Brazil and others has made us aware of ourselves and our students as political beings. Knowing another language empowers one in a way that not knowing it does not. With work on language learning strategies, learning styles, content-based, task-based approaches, all of these has made us think not only that we're teaching language, but we're teaching learners as well, and learning, and content through language learning. All of these have redefined the learners and our own roles as well as teachers. Perhaps the last stage, at least up to now, in the evolution of language teaching, has come about in part due to the new technologies. Instead of being a host of someone else's language, we can see the language learner as being an owner and indeed an innovator of the language, a much more autonomous and creative act, leading to new language and not just rehearsal of old language. I think at this point in the evolution of the field, we can say that the study of methods is added to our understanding of many roles, expanding number of roles, from imitator to cognitive being, to affective being, to social being, to political being, to creator. Indeed, a whole person. Thank you for watching. I hope your reading of this book leads you to your own awarenesses about language teaching, and I hope, too, that you use these methods to good avail in your teaching. Happy reading, happy learning, happy teaching.